Hello, family. I was just thinking, we do realize that it costs the same amount of money to print a $1 bill as it does a $100 bill, right? You know, I ask that because we fight over money. It costs them the same amount to print a $1 bill as a $100 bill, and we out here fighting and killing each other over dollars, over paper that they print. Now, why do we do that? It's part of the matrix, right? Since a child, you know, we've been hearing things like money over bees, right? Money over everything. If you ain't talking about money, I don't want to hear it, right? It's all about the money. It's all about the money, but it's not. Money is something that the government prints and convinces you that it has value. Now, do you need it? Of course. That's the world we live in. Should you want it so badly that you manipulate other people, rob people for it, kill people for it, watch other people starve and die daily while you have so much of it in the bank, you could literally, you know, keep a large percentage of that from happening. I'm not saying you can cure the whole world, but a lot of us have a little bit extra we can give to see to it that people are not dying and starving. Now, whether you're greedy and you just want a whole bunch of money for sake of having it, you know, you can't take it with you, but if that's what you're into, I'm not the type of person to try to tell you that you're wrong. I believe life is about balance, kind of like yin and yang. You know, some people, they like money. Some people, they want to heal the world. I think you need them both. There's this lily, man. It grows in water. And the actual root of it is a closed system. It can't absorb water or anything. It's just a root, and it cannot grow unless these parasites begin to eat on it, creating pores. So the actual root can draw in water or breathe. And then you get this beautiful lily out of it. So it's like, you know, maybe we need those people that challenge us as well, that push us, because every one of us can think of somebody that has been a parasite to us, but at the same time, they force the best out of us. They cause us to transform into something greater. And a lot of it was due to them sucking the life out of us, pulling something out of us that we didn't know we had. And then at the same time, a lot of us has played the role of a parasite. Some of us are now. Some of us are focused on things and we only care about what we can get and never really care about giving back. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make you a bad person. Maybe you'll grow and transform one day. I talk about, you know, the TD Jakes video where he's talking about giving the government 40%, but he gets 60 and he has $1 million home. You know, the post I pulled that from, I copy and pasted it from a post that said he was the #1 richest pastor. It was the top 10 richest pastors in the world or in America or whatever. And he was #1. You know, this is the guy who's saying that. And it's like, do I hate TD Jakes? No, of course not. The brother is very knowledgeable in certain things. Do I believe what he believes? No. But when I believed what he believed, he helped me a lot. Now, there were books I read of his that helped to change and transform me. So, you know, I'm not saying the brother's a bad guy, but I'm saying that if you follow Jesus, you know, you saying you love Jesus, you worship Jesus. Jesus never took a tithe. He was never about money. How do you own a mansion? It just don't add up, you know. Can you look that child in his face and say, I couldn't feed you because I own a mansion? Just think about that. And he's saying that should the church go broke or go bankrupt trying to feed the poor? Absolutely. What the heck are you there for? That really pisses me off, because it's like, should the church go bankrupt to feed the poor? What is the church there for? It's called House of Bread, Bethlehem. The whole point is to feed people. The whole point is that there might be meat in the storehouse if you follow in the Bible. So what do you mean? And no, I don't expect every church to have all the money. But here's the thing. Somebody like him, with the amount of pull that he has, he could simply just cause a national state of emergency for all people who believe what he believes. Every person that falls under Christianity or whatever, to just say, hey, if you go to my church, if you go to anybody's church, if you are a pastor and have a church, let's all get together and bring in food and we're gonna feed the homeless. Would it really take money? Or could everybody bring canned foods and all and let the homeless come and eat? Come and get, take back home, whatever. Why is that hard to do? Nobody said you had to give it all and go broke, man. Like, nobody said that, but you don't have to be spending millions of dollars on your daughter's wedding either. And that's not my thing, that's yours. If you want to do that, I can't condemn you. But I'm saying, man, people are dying and starving, that's all I'm saying. And for me, it just seems like, with some perspective, I'm not hating on the individual at all. Man, if that's what you're into, then please yourself, you know? And I can't expect everybody to be into what I'm into, so it's not fair for me to say that he should be a certain way or shouldn't be a certain way. But my thing is, for people who want poor people to receive your tithe, for people who want to see a change in this world, why are you giving to people who own mansions? Like, they clearly misuse the funds. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they shouldn't be taken care of to an extent. If you're working and you're giving people knowledge and information, you know, you should be compensated. I mean, you're not going to work full time. You diving into books and trying to give them information. So yeah, they should compensate. But at the same time, man, you shouldn't be in no $1 million mansion. And that's not because you don't deserve it. It's just the fact that people dying in starvation. So by perspective, do you really want one? I mean, how do you feel owning one? You know, I definitely don't own a mansion. My house is very small now. But, you know, the fact is, sometimes I feel guilty for having a roof over my head because I know somebody is dying because they don't have any food. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that that's a good way to be. Maybe I need balance, you know, but at the same time, man, I just care. It just bothers me so much, and it really always has. So me personally, man, as a pastor, you know, I would never own a mansion. I'm not condemning anybody who does. Again, I'm saying some people are into certain things. Whatever drives you, hey, go get it. All we can do is hope that one day you change and see it differently. But for the people who realize that there's a problem, stop giving to these people. That's what I'm saying. It's okay to buy their books if they have information that you want to learn, but don't go giving them your money. They're clearly not using it for the purpose they're saying they're using it for. That's all I'm saying. I don't care who you are, you know. Just look at some of these people. Look at them. You know, just think about it, you know. I give away millions and millions of dollars, so don't that mean I can have a mansion? You know, it probably should mean that. But at the same time, would you have that mansion if you had to build it right in the heart of where people are dying and starving daily, and you had to step over them just to get to your house? Would you build it then? I'm sure you wouldn't. You wouldn't want to see that, right? You wouldn't want that to be a part of your reality, but it's still happening. So just because you don't see it and witness it don't mean it's not happening. So if you wouldn't build a mansion there, why would you build one anywhere? It's my only point, man. I'm just saying people are dying and starving, and I want to help them. So listen, y'all, the moment y'all, you know, are tired of giving to people who you're not really seeing where it's going, please come holler at me. We can together put something together to make sure that people are really getting the funds, man. You will never see me living in a mansion. I can promise you that. All I want to do is see people eat. All I want to do is see the world change. That's all I care about, man. All I care about. People say, well, you want money. It's like you're trying to get rich. I've never tried to be rich, man. You know, I want to see the world be rich with knowledge. You know, it's time for a change, man. It's time for the world to stop being so unbalanced. You know, the rich steal from the poor. They use them, manipulate them so they can have all this money that don't mean anything. It's just printed money. And then the poor, they value money so much because they need it. They don't have enough of it really to go around. So now they value it so much that they don't want to give it because it's really all they have. But really, it costs the government the same amount to print it. So regardless of what your drive is, the money still ain't worth nothing. In reality, you need it to survive. But money should never be looked at as an object of gain or something that makes you more valuable than somebody else because you got more of what the government prints in the bank than somebody else. It's ridiculous, man. Wish we lived in a world where people who cared about people, you know, not people who had the most money in the bank, but people who had a heart for people, who really genuinely love people and care for people. Maybe they should be the people who bringing forth the information, who everybody's looking to for hope. Shouldn't be all the people that's the other way around. I mean, look at the Bible. There were many people in the Bible who were considered rich. You know, the rich man wanted to get saved and went to Jesus, right? Why wouldn't everybody follow that rich man? Maybe in this allegorical book we call the Bible, people actually had some sense. They was following a man that was broke, from my understanding, never asked for a dime, giving all his time freely to helping and healing other people. And all the man asks is that you just repeat what he did. But people say that and again, this is an allegorical concept, not the word of God. But my thing is, if you take it as that, why wouldn't you just have the same heart as him? Like, my thing is, like, you strive to have the same heart as God, but you filthy rich. You know, the way that I practiced way before I woke up was that if you were rich, you were mishandling your funds because God does not give you an abundance for you to hoard it and keep it to yourself. So you were mishandling your funds if you were rich. Yeah, that was the original thought. But at the same time, and everybody doesn't share that belief, so I can't ask everybody to believe that or whatever. I understand that everybody has their own thing that drives them. I'm just saying, if you look around you and see this world starving, I think most people who look at it would actually care. And if you care about that, you know, we already got bills that we're trying to keep up, you know. They don't give us enough money as it is, but what they also do is they wave a whole bunch of pointless stuff in front of us, making us feel like we have to have it. And we don't have to listen to that. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to listen to that. We can actually step up and be the people that change the world. That's what I keep telling people. We can be the generation to change the world and truly try to help people. Man, forget all these people out here who got millions of dollars complaining about how much they have to give to help the poor. You rich. My God, it's like it's crazy to me. No matter who you are, you got to complain, huh? If you poor, you complaining because your stomach hurt and you can't eat. If you're rich, you complaining because you got to give away your money so they can eat. And it's like it's crazy because when he said, when I started feeding them as if the poor is any different from him, they just, man, y'all the same. We all the same. Difference in between the poor and the rich is just having some money, man. You still a human being. Nobody want to die, starve to death. But we love this money that we don't even really know what it means. You see what I'm saying? It's just paper. It's like we live in a big monopoly game and everybody care about the paper, not the players, man, not the actual individuals who got to suffer from the way money is being used. But I'm nobody's judge. I'm just saying, as people, you know, we don't have to attack and tear down anybody, but we should be wise enough to just stop giving our money to something. You have the control. You know, if you don't like how somebody's using your funds, just simply stop giving to it. It's really simple. You got control. It's poor people in your neighborhoods. If you want to give your money to them, and if you want to go buy them food, you can. If you want to take food to your church, bread, you know, canned goods, whatever, take it and see how they handle it. Because, you know, if we brought food to the church and food to all these other places that need help, I mean, you'll see people eating, you know. I don't know, just a lot to say on that matter, man. I just wish that people could wake up to what's really going on, realize if we all join together, maybe we can end this problem once and for all. And see, for me, my goal isn't to be rich at all. It's like, for me, before I die, I would just like to see this whole world come together and just, for once, focus on the poor and the homeless and try to bring an end to their suffering. And if we can do that, man, that would be almost like heaven. That'd be the most amazing thing ever if we could create something like that and change the world. Just imagine that. Just to be the first people to say that we brought the whole world together and fixed a glaring problem that can easily be fixed, but we so caught up in our own mess that we don't care enough to fix it. You know, just think. While somebody else is on the other side of the planet dying, breathing their last breaths because they don't have no food or water, we're over here stressing out about a light bill. You know, are you wrong for stressing out about a light bill? No. But just look at the perspective, though. What would you rather be? You know, which problem would you rather have? So the people with the stressing out over your light bill, man, you can't give. I get that. But there's so many more people that doesn't have those type of problems, you know? I'm not saying, you know, everybody should give a whole lot. I'm saying we all can give a little bit. For once, let's just make them a priority and let's just all contribute to helping them. And if you're already in a place where you got a 501c3 and you're collecting money, man, just do it the right way. Because people waking up, man, they're not gonna keep letting you lie to them. Holla.